Firstly, I would like to say welcome, everybody. Thank you very much for your time. And today I'm super excited to be able to introduce Lisa. Lisa Murray is my upline, and she's also my favourite Australian stockist. So, Lisa, if you would like to come on and share your story, and then we can hear from Ricky afterwards. Thank you very much.
Thank you
My
so much,
favorite
Kelly.
too. She's my favorite too.
Oh, Ricky, you're all so sweet. Thanks so much. All right. Yes. So I'm Lisa Murray, and I found the wands through my dad about, gosh, it'll be well over 18 months ago now. It was April 2022. And it was really interesting because my dad's like, oh, tried out this new thing. Do you want to try it? And I was like, oh, yeah, I'll give it a go. And literally in my first session, the sort of rotator cuff injuries, frozen shoulder stuff that I had going on for maybe 25 plus years went, and it has not come back to this day. And so I was pretty much, and it wasn't severe at the time, but it was definitely clunky. And so I was pretty much a very instant convert. And then there was, of course, over time, there was like improved sleep and better skin, and the drinking of the water like really makes a big difference to me. So there's all these things. And so I basically, at the time when I tried the wand, I ordered one, and it was really interesting because there was none in Australia, and that went on for months at that time. And so my upline, Marita, would lend us a wand once a week. And so I just put out this call on Facebook, and I said, okay, who would like to try this new wand? And I told a little bit about my story because there were more things that happened but it's funny how I can't remember them now. But there was lots of things in those first few sessions. And so then people started lining up for free sessions at my house once a week. And so I wondered, maybe, I don't know, 50 or 60 people in the first few weeks, because people would just come, And I realized that, okay, and then people would want to buy one because they were also having very interesting experiences. And for me, because I had a lot of the healers coming to see me just because of who I am and the circles that I move in. And so there were lots and lots of healers coming. And what was really interesting was them talking about the energy of the wands and how they felt the experience of the wands. And, some people had very deeply meditative spiritual experiences as well. So I was pretty much an enthusiast from the beginning. And, from that basis of just giving people free sessions, I sold a lot of wands. And, I'm going to mention here that Ricky was so very helpful during those phases in Australia where we had no stock, because there was a couple of them. And I'd wake up at 2 a.m. and think, oh, I need to call Ricky. And I'd call him and we'd chat about what was going on, and we'd work out the next part of the plan, and off we'd go. So it was really helpful to have him as an upline, because for those of you who don't know, Ricky is our upline quite a few levels up. So yeah. And so anyway, I went on selling wands, and we took them to Mind, Body, Spirit events in Australia, and just really kept using them and sharing them with people, in a really pretty relaxed kind of way, actually, in many ways. And then someone said to me, find out how you become a stockist. And so I did. And then I realized that she probably really meant that for me to investigate, even though she was curious, it was really not what she wanted to do. So I was talking to my sister about it, and she's like, oh, I might be interested in doing that. And then I talked to my brother, and he's like, oh yeah, we should look at that. So we ended up becoming a stockist for Australia. And that was in November last year that started. And we've had a pretty big year as stockers, almost, just a year and a week since that happened, basically. And yeah, so basically in that time, we worked out a lot of the systems and processes, and, we have a community group going that's fairly quiet at the moment, but I am about to reset that up. Last year, we were doing a lot more calls and things, but this year, we haven't quite got there this year. It's just been busy. So yeah, so that's in a nutshell how I started and how I'm going. I will say that I am not, I've never been an MLM person, so I didn't have any experience from that side of it. So everything I've done, I've pretty much done out of business instinct rather than MLM experience. And in some ways, that's not been a bad thing, because I literally just have gone about it as I normally would in terms of creating a business. And we've definitely created a business. So yeah, I don't know if anyone's got any questions or if there's anything else you'd like to ask, or we can do that at the end, maybe. Kelly, do you want to do it at the end?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, cool. So I'd like to introduce you to Ricky now. Ricky, who's at the RV park showing us his sunset, which is really nice. So it's good for Ricky to come along and, yeah, where are you, Ricky? Are you there? Oh, he's getting set up.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to get set up here. Hold on.
Okay, maybe while he's doing that, are you there? You ready?
I need to change the screen. Hold on. How do I change the screen? Looking at my RV bumper. I go up here.
There
All right, here I am. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to get set up so you guys see the sunset in my background. I'm not using any filters. Anyway, what's up? Hi everybody. Hi, Lisa. Hi, everybody. So what did you want me to talk about?
Oh, just your journey with Prive, like how it started and, how you've built such a fantastic team under you. Yeah, we just want to hear about your journey.
Wow. Okay. Well, you probably heard my story, but I'll tell it again for the people that haven't. I was really suffering on many, many, many levels, emotionally, spiritually, financially, mentally. I was ready to pack it in. I was, had a mental, spiritual breakdown a couple of years ago. Actually, in 2019, I was hospitalized for 11 days at a suicide ward at the Veterans Administration. And I was really, really depressed and on anxiety medication, depressant medication and stuff like that. And got involved with another little frequency device that we've probably heard of, and it's called Healy, and, it helped me, for a little bit. And it was kind of like treading water, but I really wasn't in a really good space, And then I was on food stamps. I wasn't making any money. I was broke. I was on food stamps for the whole year of 2021. Food stamps, I don't know if you have them in Australia and New Zealand, but it's when the government gives you like $250 a month on this little card. I still have the card. You go to the grocery store and they pay for your food. They're called food stamps. And I was on those, and I was receiving some assistance to stay in my house, some government assistance. And, come January 15th, I get a text message from William Bowles. And he says, "Hey, Ricky, what's going on?" I know William through the years, from network marketing and stuff, And he says, "Yeah, you got to check out this device, It's like, called the ITeraCare, and it's like, just come into the United States. This is January. He just signed up January 12th. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah. He just signed up January 12th. And this was like January 20, just like January 15th or January 18th when he texted me, And I just like looked at the text. I watched his video and I said, "Yeah, forget about it. I'm not interested." And then he kept on me like a couple of days later. He texted me again. He says, "Hey, Ricky, did you watch the video and stuff? Are you going to, And I said, listen. And I texted him. So it's made in China. Got no money back guarantee. Lots of I'm broke and I need to do my due diligence. And I'll get back to you." And he called me up right away when he got the call. When he got read the text message, "Ricky, come on, man. You got to do this. Trust me, this is really good. I'm going to get David Gantner on the line." So he gets this guy, David Gantner, on the line. David Gantner just got started and he had some money and he signed up and he ordered like 50 or 100 wands and he started building it with classics, and we were just getting classics out to people, And he had like one left to give away. So William's like, "Hey, we got to give Ricky a wand. I mean, he's worth it, And so I remember I'm walking into Publix to use up my last $20 of my food stamps, and I'm on the phone with them, And I'm on the phone with them, and I can remember the conversation like it was yesterday. And David says, "Hey, Ricky, I want to send you this gift, and you don't have to pay me back or anything like that." I said, No, it's okay. It's okay. I want to pay you back sometime, And he said, "No, I just want to send it to you because I know, think times are tough for some people, And I just got off the phone with my finance company for my car, and I was like 2 payments behind on my car, and they were, talking about repossessing it, So I was like really not in a good financial space. I couldn't afford anything. And so, I said, all right, send me it. I'll check it out. And if I don't like it, I'll get back to you. I'll give it back to you, and I'll get back to you in a couple months. I'm going to do my due diligence. I'm going to really check it out. He said, all right, well, whatever, Ricky. So he sent it to me. I got it. Came in the mail January 26th. Came in a box. Like, I'll never forget. It's like yesterday. I opened the box up, and it's like the original one in Chinese. I'm like, this is Chinese? And I open the box, and it's like this freaking red hair dryer, and I'm like, what is this? Red hair dryer in Chinese. What am I supposed to do with this thing? No directions, And so I called out William. I said, hey, William, what is this? No directions. It's in Chinese. Is this what you think is the greatest gift to humanity, or whatever you think this is going to change the world? I said, Ricky, calm down. I'll send you directions. I said, oh yeah, okay. I'm like I'm kind of really pissed off that I didn't come with any directions like everybody else. And so I read, whatever. He texts me directions. It's like, it's January 26th. It's directions said it's the basic protocol that's posted in my group, my Facebook group. It's a basic technique, basic protocol. And it says you could do it up to 2 hours a day. And each session you could do up to 40 minutes at a time, And it tells you exactly how to do it, arms, all this stuff, drink the water, blah, blah, blah. We all know how to do it. And so I sat down, put the directions right in front of me. I sat down on my couch. It was 1:32 in the afternoon. I'll never forget. Timed it. Started reading directions and said, do this, do this, do this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. Do your feet, do your arms, do your legs, do your back, do your head, whatever. Doing everything. And I'm timing it. It's like 152, 132, 142, 152, 202, 212. I stop, and it's like, what is it? I don't know what this is. Whatever. I did it, I feel a little tired. Maybe I'm just relaxed, So I stop, go lay down in my bed, close my eyes, try to relax. All of a sudden, like 2 minutes later, I could feel all this energy in my body, all this, like, only way I could describe it is when I grew up, we used to play this game called the Pac-Man, and the Pac-Man was like these little goblins. It was a video game, and they're just go do 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 do. They eat up different little circles, and they go do 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 do. All I could feel is like there was like these thousands of Pac-Man in my body. They're going through all my cells. All I could describe it as, I felt like my cells were swimming, with light, and I remember I jumped up out of bed and I was like, oh God, this is incredible. What is going on here? And at that moment, I felt like, I don't know if how spiritual you are or not, you feel like everything it's like you entered a whole nother dimension, a whole nother reality. And you realize at that moment that everything that you ever did in your entire life led up to that moment. And if you never did any of that, you would not be in this moment. But I realized that everything I ever did in my life, all the trauma I went through, all the pain, my childhood, my suffering, my anxiety, my suicidal thoughts, my breakdown, everything, I had to do all that stuff to get to that moment. And it was like, at that moment, I felt like, this is it. Oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps now. It's like, this is why I'm alive. This is it. Everything I've ever, my whole body's tingling. Whoa. Goosebumps everywhere. It's like, wow, this is it. So I jumped out of bed and I felt like I just put my shoes on. It's like, and I was always like, I was trying to like get better. I was doing yoga and I was doing Kundalini yoga and I was doing other things. And I used to listen to this spiritual teacher named Jai Dev, and he says, if you have a mind, you have a mission. And I was like, well, what's my mission? I have a mind, I think, still half-assed and still there, but what's my mission, And all of a sudden at that moment, I got it. This is it. This is my mission. This is what I created my entire life. This is why I incarnated. This is it. I'm here to bring this product to the world. I'm here to share this light working device with the world. So I remember I got out of bed. When I sat on my couch where I just did the session, and I closed my eyes, and I felt like all this light was just like coming into my body, just like rays of sunshine and light coming into my body. And then I realized that my spiritual self was standing in the room and walked over to me and sat right across from me. And we had this conversation, my higher self. And and he said to me, he says, the light is coming from inside going out and is coming from outside going in. It's the same thing. All we are is light. And I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. So I just walked outside and like the trees look totally different. Like, I don't know if you ever did LSD in your life or things like that. I did in the past a few times, you know, mushrooms or peyote, whatever. Everything's like, oh my God, everything's so beautiful. I mean, everything was like, I was like rocketed to a higher dimension. It was like, oh my God, this is incredible. And I got on the phone. I just called up William Bowles. I said, William, you can't believe this. This is amazing. You won't believe what's happening. He says, who is this? I said, this is Ricky. He says, what? He said, I thought I'd hear from you in a couple months. I said, William, this is incredible. You can't believe it. It's like, this is it. This is it. I said, I'm going to build this business. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to sponsor the world. I'm going to bring in leaders. I'm going to be a gigantic leader in this company. This is why I'm here. I'm getting married to ITeraCare right now. This is it, period. Boom. And that was it. And that's how I started. And from that moment on, it was like, oh my God. I said, I can't wait to do some more. I can't wait to go and, you know, and it's like I'm looking at my watch. He says, oh, you know, my clock, my phone, I didn't have a watch. I said, you could do it up to 2 hours a day. And I'm like, well, I could do it. I have to wait like 2-3 hours. I could do it again. And if I wait another couple hours, then I could do it again, you know, so I could get my 2 hours in today, you know. And I'm like, I'm just like, well, I feel like somebody just gave me this drug, you know. It's like, whoa, this is amazing, you know. The drug's life. The drug's frequency of light. The drug is who we are. It's our higher self. That's what this wand does. It brings us in touch with who we are, light. And it's just the vehicle that shattered the darkness. I mean, we walk around and covered with darkness, and this is like a magic light that just penetrates right through that darkness. As lights coming right in my eyes from the car, and it penetrates right, and it just like that's what it does, you know. And so I was just like blown away. So the next day I got on the phone. It was like January 26th, January 27th. I got on the phone, called up my friend Craig Balkner, called up my friend Madison Baker. Craig originally said no. William actually told Craig about it before he told me, and Craig said no. Craig's still kicking himself in the butt for that, you know. But you know, Craig could have sponsored me, you know. So I called up Craig. I said, you got to, you know, do this, you know, and check it out. He said, all right. Yeah. So Craig was the first person I sponsored, and then Madison came underneath him. And you're all downline from Madison's team, you know, big, gigantic organization down from that leg. And so invited 3 people over my house, and I just wanted to get like the belief system really 100%, you know. Well, anyway, I woke up the next morning and my back pain was like gone. And I normally wake up with like 85% back pain hunched over. It was like, you know, it was like almost gone. I also noticed that my circulation of my legs was greatly improved. Normally I feel temperature is like was colder. My circulation was improved. I also noticed that I went to the bathroom when I urinated. It was like the stream was like stronger, you know, which is a big thing for men. You know, when we get to be 50s and 60s, our prostate, you know, slows down or gets, you know, slows down the flow of the urine, you know. So it was like, whoa. And I was blowing through my legs, you know, on my prostate area the previous day. And so that was like, wow, this really works. So I invited 3 people over my house, and these 3 people came over and they got on a table. One guy had this horrible neck, couldn't move his neck, big, sturdy guy like this, you know, golfer, back pain, neck pain. Gave him 1 session. He's like, whoa, man, to move my neck. How much is this? Whipped out $350, gave me $350. Another woman came over, this woman, Diane. She's a colon hydrotherapist, healer in Miami Beach, and she had pain with her wrist from working so much and her back. And she was like, oh, this is great. How much is it? Whipped out $350. Somebody else came over to my house, and she, same thing, you know, everybody, she was like blown away. She was like really in this whole spiritual phase, you know, energy, light, and brought her into a deep meditation state, you know. And so the next day was like January 29th, I sponsored my first person, Craig Balkner. And then I sponsored Madison underneath Craig, and Madison just went to work right away. I mean, she's like such a powerful networker. I mean, we were putting in 50, 60, 70 people a day in February. It was just like, it was insane. I mean, she was bringing all these people. I mean, back then the system was horrible. I mean, there wasn't even any DOs. I mean, we had to put these pins. We had to, purchase a pin, and then in the comments, we'd write their name and all this stuff. I mean, it was a disaster back then. It was really, and there was no stock. We were running out of stock. It was the Chinese New Year. We were back ordered like 6 weeks, and we didn't care. We were just growing this thing like crazy. And I remember when I first got started, January 29th, and William put like 5 people underneath me on my left-hand side. I was like, whoa, this is great. I got 5 people underneath me, or 5 people fell underneath me. That's all he ever did for me, was 5 people after I went to work, because I ain't doing anything else for you, buddy. But he gave me the sponsorship of one person, and I was like, oh, that's nice. I made $20, And then I looked at the compensation plan. I said, well, I can level pair 5 times. I can make $400. I can pay my rent this month. Whoa, this is awesome, I mean, I can pay my rent, or maybe my car payment, or since my food stamps ran out, I could, it's like, that's it. I just went to work, and boom, I called, talking to everybody on the planet, calling up every single person, texting every single person, instant messaging every single person, helping putting in all these people. I remember there were days where I was like, Madison, stop. I can't handle it. I can't sign up any more people, please. It was like 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night. I was like exhausted, because William was doing it for us in the beginning. He said, William, and they said, Ricky, I ain't doing it for you anymore. I can't. I got so many other people to do it for it. And so Madison didn't know how to do it. She was like, I don't know how to do this. And she just sending me the names and phone numbers and credit cards. And I'm like, oh my God, like 10 at a time, 20 at a time, And I'm like, all these people and all these other people and all these other people and all these. And it was like February was insane. I mean, I was working like 17, 18 hours a day trying to get these people on the system, and they were waiting like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks for the product, but we just kept on going, And then I remember I sponsored Stephen Keller. He was the next guy. I think I sponsored John Scabola. And I remember I contacted John. I said, hey, John, you got to check this out. And, John, I didn't really know John too much, But he took a look at it for me, and he said, yeah, I want to get it, It's great. I said, I'll put you in. I'm going to build that leg. I'm on my left side. Sponsored Stephen Keller. I sponsored Stephen Keller. He was a great, powerful guy. I mean, he's sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of lawns. Put him underneath my right side. And then that was it. It just went ballistic, And Stephen says, I'm not going to do anything, Ricky. I knew Stephen was a network marketer for 30 years. He said, I'm not interested in doing anything. I'm not going to build it. I'm not going to do anything. But I'm interested in some gadgets. If it's a new gadget, I'll check it out. I said, all right, we'll check it out, He says, I said, I'll tell you what, Stephen, I'll help you get in. I was like so anxious to sponsor Stephen Keller. I was like, Stephen, I'll help you get in. I'll contribute, And he's like, really? I said, yeah. He said, how much you want? I said, I'll contribute. What works for you? He says, you pay half, that's fine. I said, yeah, send me $175 right now. And then he sent me $175. I had $175 commissions I made from the previous day, put Stephen Keller in. I was like, whoa, I sponsored Stephen Keller. Oh my God, this thing's gonna go ballistic. And I knew my right leg was done. Even though Stephen said nothing, I'm not gonna do anything else. I said, yeah, sure. He started using it on himself, and then he got his parents started using it. And then February 14th, he opened up the Testimonials group, the Facebook One support group, and then must have sponsored like hundreds and hundreds of people, and all that hilly in Europe, and all that whole leg came. It's all out of Stephen's leg, And your leg is all the other Australia leg, and then Madison sponsored this guy Rick sponsored John sponsored Steve sponsored somebody who sponsored Marita, and Marita sponsored Lisa, and that whole leg is also in like Canada and stuff like that. So I had those legs going, and my left side, John's on my left side, and
can I add something there? And then I sponsored Tony, and I sponsored someone who sponsored Kelly, and that's the whole picture of how we got here in this particular call.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you never know who you know. That's what I've said. It's like you never know who you know. I mean, I never knew you guys, but I sponsored Madison. She sponsored Rick. Rick sponsored Rob. Rob sponsored Steve. Steve sponsored John. Or Steve sponsored Marita sponsor. I don't know who she is. I forgot her name, but it just went crazy, you know. It's amazing, network marketing. And so I was like, all right, this is crazy. So my first month I made $8,000. It's like, oh my God, you know, it was like insane. My second month I made like, I think 18 or 17. My third month it was like, I don't know what it was, but my fourth month was like May, I think, and I was the top earner in the US. It was like, wow, this is crazy. I mean, it just went ballistic, you know. And and then it kept on going, you know, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 monthly incomes, you know, it just kept on going and going. And, you know, the legs started expanding and, you know, now it's grown to like almost 40,000 people. It's been 39,000 people, a little over 39,000 people in like 22 months, less than 22 months, November. Yeah, less than 22 months. And I calculated yesterday, I did, my group did 23 million in sales for Price since I joined. Yeah, over 23 million in sales in the last 22 months, you know, and it's just been insane, you know. And so as far as ranking up, I mein, I never really paid much attention to that. I mean, there's some groups out there, and there's Price, like you say, hey, you get to 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, you're going to rank advanced. I never really, I didn't have time to think about it. I was just signing people up and helping other people sign people up. And, you know, my paycheck, just pay me. I don't care what you call me, just pay me, you know. And so anyway, I got to 1-star. I was like, oh, cool, I'm a 1-star, you know. Then I got to 2-star. I said, wow, I'm a 2-star. What's a 2-star? So I had to look and see what a 2-star. A 2-star was having 2 1-stars. Like, that's great. And then all of a sudden I got to 3-star. And it was like September of last year. And I was like, I'm a 3-star. Oh my God. Somebody called me up or something. Or somebody, I mean, I looked at my back office. It said 3-star. I said, how did I get to 3-star? I didn't even have a clue how I got to 3-star. So I had to call around. So did John go 2-star? Did Steven go 2-star? Who got the 2-star to get me a 3-star? Finally, I find out it was Hilly in Netherlands who got the 2-star. I called and found out I got the 3-star. And it's like, great, I'm a 3-star. And like some people, it really matters a lot. I mean, if it matters, and then, you know, we should go for it. But for me, you know, ranks don't really matter because they can easily be manipulated, and I have seen them easily manipulated. And, you know, it's not like you have to, like, it doesn't mean you're better than somebody else. I mean, you know, when I'm a 3-star, big deal. There's a woman in the United States who's a sapphire, so she's now a sapphire. So, you know, good for her. You know, I mean, I don't care, but does that mean she's better than me? That means she makes more money than me. That means her group's bigger than me. I don't know. I doubt it because they got the biggest team, you know, in the U.S. between me and William. You know. But I mean, it's not something that I really pay a lot of attention to. I mean, but I could go into detail about how to rank advanced if that's something that, you know, people are really interested in. But it's not something that I really pay a lot of attention to. So, you know, Gloria calls me up and said, Ricky, you got to get, there's a sunset, huh? Got to get the Crown Ambassador. Oh, that's the light. But that's the sunset. Let's show you the sunset. So yeah, I've been like absolutely totally blessed. You know, I you know, totally blessed. I'm not on food stamps anymore. You know, I own a beautiful RV. I've traveled to 12, 13, 14 different states. I'm into the Grateful Dead. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Grateful Dead. They're a rock and roll band, you know, and they had this new band called the Dead and Company with John Mayer playing now. So I spent the summer traveling around and went to Washington and saw them play in Boulder, and I got a little Grateful Dead license plate. I don't know if you can see it, but you probably can't see it, you know. So yeah, I'm an old hippie from way back when, you know, and I got a heart and I like to help people, and I've gifted hundreds of wands to people, you know, and one thing I really love to do, I've given away pretty much all my bonus redemption to people to try to help people. And yeah, I've been like absolutely blessed and extremely fortunate. And that's pretty much it. In a nutshell, there's my story. From suicide
and can I just say, you've worked your ass off for that, being absolutely blessed, you know? Because yeah, I've not done nearly the volume you have, and I still worked a lot. So
that's a great story.
I
super inspiring.
Well, thank you. I've definitely worked my ass off, and I've been the loudmouth of life, so to speak, where like I really like to get shit done, you know, and if shit's not being done, excuse my French, but I like things to run smoothly and be organized. And Lisa knows we've been through some issues with that, especially in Australia. And I remember with the Australia situation, I mean, I was so on top of them every single day. I was like, where's the product? Get the product into Australia. Come on now. I got 1,000 people in Australia waiting for product. What's going on? You know? And then, you know, so it was like, I was screaming at him every single day, calling up Dr. Jimmy and saying, Jimmy, get that product into Australia. Said, let's bring it in through Singapore. Let's bring it in through Philippines if we have to. Let's just get it there. Oh, Ricky, we're doing our best. You know, I don't need best is not good enough. These people need their product, you know. And so I was on top of them all day, every day, you know, and finally product came, you know, and then, you know, then we had the other issue with, you know, some of the product that came didn't, you know, work as well as we wanted it to work. So I love your background, 369. That's all I see every day is 369. It's beautiful. So yeah, I've been, you know, I tried to be a good leader. I tried to help my people and try to stand up for what's right, you know, and you know, I'm not the kind of person that just likes to just kiss butt of anybody. I just like to get things done, you know, and I give respect where respect is due, but give me some respect. I did 23 million in sales for this company, and you know, I like to be heard when I have something to say that's important, like an issue with a stockist or issue with product or issue with something else, you know. So, you know, especially the issue with Australia, which got ironed out, you know. So yeah, I mean, I don't, you know, I'm not, you know, whatever. I mean, I don't need to come across as a big shot or have a big ego or anything like that. I just, you know, I just like to help people, you know, and when people are affected by things that aren't working 100% like they should, I scream and yell until they are working better. That's about it.
Yeah. And I'm going to say, like, we would not have chosen to become a stockist if you weren't there advocating as you were. You know, like you gave me a lot of faith in the company and what was possible through that phase before we became a stockist, you know, because if we hadn't been able to resolve those things, then we never would have done it. So I really appreciate you and all that you bring. And I know people think, you know, sometimes you speak up too much, but honestly, it's what's needed. It's a company that's growing fast that really needs people on the ground saying, hey, this is the next priority. And I think you've been an incredible advocate for that. So thank you.
Yeah, I love our conversations that we've had multiple times, and I love that we're both in the same corner, you know, and we both want to stand up for doing the shit that's right and get everything done and running smoothly. And the company has grown tremendously fast, and you know, priorities sometimes haven't been dealt with the way they should be dealt with, you know, and you know, things are definitely getting ironed out, you know, so we're moving forward and everything's getting better and better every day, you know. So I love the fact that, you know, you and I are on the same team in that regard. So thank you very much for being in my corner that as well. As the light is coming.
I wanted to say, and you helped me with getting that replacement bio, Ricky, and I really appreciated that. Those people, it's changed their life, you know, really, that bio. Yes, so thank you for that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like things like that, you know, things like that kind of fall through the cracks that need to be handled. I'll go start a WhatsApp chat group with, you know, with the owners, with Victor and Jimmy and Steven, and say, listen, this needs to be done. You know, and fortunately it's not happening. I don't need to do that anymore many times. I mean, I had to deal with one in the UK, and I'm dealing with one in EU at the moment, but it hasn't been a while. You know, it's been a while since I've had to jump on board to do that. I had some issue in India that I need to get resolved, but yeah, Pride is amazing. You know, I mean, I love the ownership of the company. I love Dr. Jimmy and Dr. Steven. I love AC Go. I mean, AC Go's got such a beautiful heart. I mean, they all do. Victor, you know, I remember I had dinner with them in Australia. I mean, in Las Vegas, Australia. Had dinner with them in Las Vegas the night before the event, and they took me out to dinner. Had a big Brandini was the name of the fish dish. It was incredible, this fish dish. And it was Victor and Dr. Jimmy and Dr. Steven and AC Go, and it was wonderful. I really connected with AC Go's heart. I mean, he's a really, really special guy. They all are, but for some reason, his heart and my heart clicked. Maybe we had some lifetimes together. I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, they want to do the right thing. They are committed to doing the right thing. They are trying 100% to do the right thing all the time. It's just like sometimes things get kind of like, you know, mismanaged and, you know, and needs better management, you know, but it's getting better. It's definitely getting better. I mean, look, we grew this thing like insanely fast. You know, I mean, it went from nothing to, you know, just my group alone, and I'm just like maybe 30% of them. I don't even know. You know, I mean, the company's doing $8-10 million a month in sales. You know, 50, 60 countries, 70 countries. So, I mean, there's a lot of growth, and with that comes sometimes, you know, issues that aren't handled as well as they should be. You know. But it's getting much better, and I'm happy that you are. And I'm totally committed. I mean, like I said, I got married to Price, you know, when this one changed my life, and I thought about divorce a few times, but you know, definitely don't think it's going to happen. I'm pretty much married for life. I love Price, and it's changed my life. And you know, we're here to have a mission, and our mission is to bring this to the world, you know, and help as many people as we can, you know. So that's about it for me.
It was an amazing story, Ricky. You truly are very inspiring, and I thank you so much for your time and for sharing your story with us. Does anybody else have any questions for Ricky? You can unmute and ask your question if you've got one.
Hi, Ricky. Nolene here.
Hi.
Hey, I just wanted to say hi, and you're amazing, and love all your work, and thank you for being part of our group.
Thank you. Where are you, in New Zealand?
New Zealand. I'm under Rachel.
Oh, Rachel Lee?
Yeah.
What was your name again? I'm sorry.
Nolene White.
Hi, Nolene. How are you?
I'm good.
I don't know if Rachel was able to make it on the call. No. But there's also a New Zealand
Rachel's
stockist.
Australia.
Yeah, Rachel in Australia.
Yeah.
You're under Rachel Lee in Australia.
Yes, I am.
Oh, great. Is the stockist from New Zealand on?
No,
I
she's
think
not on.
Yeah, she's an island with a family member.
Oh, okay. Well, she'll hear the recording. She's been awesome. She's been really great. Yeah, been wonderful. All you guys have been great.
Awesome. So I have a question for you, please. So when you very first started your business, were you using your contacts that you've met from Healy to build your business, or like how exactly did you find your sales? Like, did you start with your Facebook page, or?
Yeah, everything. You know, I did everything. I started with everybody on my instant messenger, everybody in my Facebook group, and every friend on Facebook. I instant message them. Every single person I instant message them and say, hey, you gotta check this out. You know, you know, watch this 5-minute video. You know, and that's how I contacted Stephen Keller, through Messenger, through Facebook. I never even talked to him on the phone. You know, I just never even talked to him. Contacted him Facebook Messenger. I said, Stephen, you gotta check this out. Our whole conversation was through Facebook Messenger. You know, John, you know, I knew Stephen from Healy. So I said, well, who cares? You know, I don't care. You know, Healy terminated me. I didn't care. I was making $400 a month in Healy. I mean, was making that a day in Price, you know, so I don't care. You know, so people say, oh, we rated other people downlines. Who cares, man? Everybody's free to do, you know. I talked to them about Healy. I mean, I talked to them about Price. I believe it's the greatest thing on this. For me, I used the Healy personally for 2 years, a year and a half. And I used to run 3-4 programs every day, you know, like I scan myself and I run to Healy, and I scan myself and run to Healy, and I was so miserable. You know, I'd run 2-3 programs at once. I mean, like 2 or 3 Healys. I'd be running one with the frequency resonance. I'd be running another one with the straps. I had like 4 of them, another one with the coil. And I'm like, oh, I got to get better. I mean, it helped me. It did help me. Healy did help me tremendously in the beginning. I mean, when I was really suicidal, it shifted. I love the Healy. You know, I still use it at times. You know, I have 3 or 4 of them here, you know, but it was like so complicated, you know, and you got to teach people how to do it. I mean, the wand is just like turn it on and point at yourself and blow yourself, give yourself a blowjob, and that's it. You know, it's like, woo. You know, I mean, everybody needs a blowjob, you know, it's like, woo.
So how often would you be wanding yourself now, Ricky? Do you do it every day, you know, to help with depression and stuff like that? Or are you doing it every third day?
Yeah, I have like so many of them. I have like one in every room of my RV. I got the Pro in the living room. I got the Premium in the kitchen. I think I got 3 or 4 classics. I got 25 classics, I got like 20 classics underneath my seat, I got like, ion shields, I got everything, yeah. I just, I got ITeraBio, I got, ITeraBio Lite. Yeah, I do it, I do it all as much as I can, Yeah, sometimes I forget, like, or sometimes I just like don't pay attention to doing it. It's not that I forget. I mean, I see it there, but I just don't take the time. The way our human beings are, we're all really screwed up in the head. I mean, sometimes, that we just don't do what we know we need to do, even though we know we need to do it. We just don't do it. It's like sometimes we like to suffer, sometimes we're comfortable with suffering. And sometimes I guess I'm comfortable with suffering because I don't do what I know I need to do. And when I do what I know I need to do, sometimes I do it only out of desperation because I don't want to suffer anymore. But sometimes I like to suffer, it's just insanity to the human mind, it's crazy. So, I mean, I say I'm going to do it more and more and more and more. So I try to do it every day, at least every other day, but sometimes when I'm really suffering, it's like, if I haven't done it for a couple of days, I'm like, man, I got to do it. So I get out doing them and I like, woo, 2 premiums, and I'm like doing the premiums up and down the legs. I'm doing the pro. I only have 1 pro in the RV. The other pro's at Wendy's house. But I got 2 premiums, or I got so many classics. I get it. Yesterday, I used the Classic 2.0 and a Classic 1.0, one in each hand. It was like the Wild Wild West. And I was like wanting all my meridians and stuff. And I was like, I did it for like 15 minutes. I was like, wow, man, why didn't I do that yesterday? It's like, why didn't I do it? Like, why didn't I do it like 5 hours ago? I was looking at it saying I should do it, but I didn't do it, But as soon as I did it, it was like, should have done it like half an hour ago, 2 hours ago, yesterday, the day before, So, that's the way, I don't know. It's the human mind likes to screw with us.
Yeah. Have you tried using your bio with your pro at the same time?
I have used the bio.
And what did you think? Like, what were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it was really powerful. I was having a lot of shoulder pain, my left shoulder, and this is a while ago. I was up in it was a couple months ago. I was up in, like, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. I was up in Northern California, and I was having a lot of shoulder pain. I was like really locked up and stuff, and I set up this whole like kind of healing space, in this house I rented right on a lake. It was beautiful, and so I had this chair, and right behind the chair there was this table, and I had like 3 classics right there, and I had all 3 of them pointing in right at my shoulder, and I had my feet in the pro, so I was using the pro on my feet, and I had like 3 classics pointed at my shoulder, and I was like, whoa, it was getting better. And then the Renew patches came out, I don't know if you got them over there. They really worked. They really helped me. I put on like 5 or 10 patches, and I just did like the wand around the patches, and it's like, whoa, here we go. I'm like rocking my shoulder. I mean, it was locked up for a while, but the Renew patches helped me, as well.
We don't have those here, unfortunately, at the moment. We can get them from Lisa.
I have used the Pro with the bio too, but I was told after reading the instructions that you shouldn't be holding anything metal, if you're actually using it. So I before I read the instructions, I was doing the bio. I was using the Pro on myself, but then I just decided to just chill out and have it blowing on my back, and then have it my feet. What I have, yeah, it helped a lot. Oh. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, you know what I'm talking about when I'm saying that the mind screws us up, and that, we should be doing a lot of better things for our own self, but sometimes we don't. Like, we know we should exercise more. We know we should eat better. We know we should use the wand more. We know we should drink water more. And sometimes we just don't, because we're stuck in that pattern of just, I don't know, not doing it, of procrastination or whatever. So, I want to break out of that pattern. That's my, beginning to I'm saying my New Year's resolution a couple months early. I want to break out of that pattern, I want to learn how to help myself the way I like to help other people. because sometimes that's what's lacking in us, because we're out there, we're light workers, we're healers, and we want to go heal the planet and we want to share our life, but sometimes we don't know how to take care of ourselves. I mean, we need to learn how to take care of ourselves better, So as far as using a device, I should be using a lot more. I mean, like I said, I use it every day if I remember, maybe every other day, but when I do use it after not using it, I'm like, I should have used it, come on now.
So can I interject here? I
Yeah.
reckon we need like a 30-day challenge where we put it through all the groups. Like, let's put it, I thought about it a while ago, but I haven't had much bandwidth the last few months. So let's maybe early in the new year do like a 30 days of wanding and just get every man and his dog. And we'll do some fun prizes, or we can do some things with it anyway. What do you reckon?
We should start it like
Great.
tomorrow.
Yeah, let's start it now.
Well, we can. I mean, I don't think I've got the bandwidth to put it together by tomorrow, but got a few things going on here, Ricky, at the moment. I haven't told you. But so I'm just going to say, though, let's maybe like early in the new year, or even for January, whatever, let's just do 30 days of wanding and get everyone who's got a wanding. Because that will really change things, I think.
We should get a wanding buddy.
Yes.
Like
we could do that. Yeah.
So we could hold each other accountable. Did you wander for a half hour today? I did. Are you sure? I did. I promise I did. Sure. We should get a wanding buddy. I think that would be, I think we should set up a whole Facebook group, wandingbuddies.com.
Okay. Let's do it.
Wanding buddies.
That's such a good idea. Ricky, I am conscious of your time. So thank you very much for sharing your story with us and sharing your time. And thank you, Lisa, as well, for coming on and sharing your time and your story with us too. It's super exciting. I'm like just so happy to be part of the Price family. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Kelly. It's so nice.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
That's awesome. And thank you to everybody that's come on today.
Yeah, me too. I want to say my story a little bit, very similar like Ricky's one, but next time I think.
Yes, amazing. We're definitely going to do that. That would be really good. Cool.
And I'd say like just share this with your teams, because Ricky, I've heard your story quite a few times now, and you said things today I've never heard before, and I was crying again. I'm just gonna say. So thank you. Yeah, and thanks, Kelly, for putting this all together.
Well, thank you. You're so beautiful. Thank you.
Happy Veterans Day.
Yeah. Yes. Happy Veterans Day. Yeah. Fortunately, I am a veteran, and the veterans saved my life. So I'm thankful to be a veteran. So yes, and everybody's so beautiful. And when I say you're so beautiful, everybody looks so beautiful, but we have to realize one thing, that our glasses is what we see. We see beauty because it's a reflection of ourselves. And we're going to see misery if it's a reflection of ourselves. So everybody looks beautiful when you feel beautiful on yourself, So go out there and feel beautiful yourself, and then everybody else is going to look beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
369.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice one.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Kelly. Thanks.
Thanks, Ricky.
Thank you,
Thanks.
everybody. Thank you. Bye.